Hey, folks, good morning and welcome to another episode of Steelers Morning Rush. I'm Alan Saunders. It is Thursday, December 12th. The Pittsburgh Steelers will have their second practice of Week 15 at UPMC Rooney Sports Complex on the South Side today. I'll be there along with Aaron Becker for SteelersNow.com. Make sure you check out all our written work over there on the website. And like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications here on the YouTube channel. I'll be back with more sights and sounds and practice, locker room interviews, and Steelers Afternoon Drive with me and Zachary Smith about 6 p.m. Today, I'm going to answer. We put out Smitty had put out a request for questions for Afternoon Drive yesterday. We got one that I feel like needed the full morning rush treatment here, and it's a really good question from Sounds by Cam, whose Twitter display name is Kings of the North. I like that. How does this team feel different from teams in the past year or past 3 years or so? I feel like these guys have a stronger bond. That's an interesting question because I think a lot of times this stuff is overblown. Um, in that, like, things like the closeness of a team or the leaders on the team sort of get credited ex post facto, right? Like, I think a lot of that happens where, like, I've been around plenty of really close, really well connected teams with great leadership that didn't win. It's not like there's a 1-to-1 correlation there. And I think in general, talent matters a heck of a lot more than everything else. But I will say this about this team, in that, when you go up there in front of a microphone, you got to talk about how good your team is, and certainly we ask that often of NFL players. But even if you think about your own job, right? I mean, like, if somebody puts a microphone on, a camera on, light shining in your face, and say, "How great is it to work for whatever place you work?" ABC Pharmaceuticals or T&G Insurance. Yeah, we're the best, man. We do it all. Like, we have great products, we have great people, we love it. And then the camera turns off. Is like, is that Jenkins again? Oh my gosh, like, he's the worst. I think every team is only ever really as good as their weakest members. And I think sometimes you can skate by for a while without that becoming exposed, but the right opponent, the right adversary will find that and bring it out. And I think if you ask the Steelers teams of the last few years, honestly, they would say, yeah, we love the Steelers. We love Mike Tomlin. We love this defense, but our offense is not good enough to win anything significant. We can't play from behind. We can't play in shootouts. Heck, our offensive coordinator told TV producers we can't play from behind. We can't play in shootouts. And we can't play a game where we have to score 35 points to win and feel like we can win it. We're totally bringing a knife to a gunfight when we step into a stadium with Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. And I think the things being said have not changed, but I think the belief in it has changed. I think there is a belief that this team can do it that feels significantly different than over the last couple of years. I think that was like, I don't feel like the team itself believed in its own offense, whether that was Kenny Pickett, whether that was Matt Canada, whether it was just the assembled collection of talent, probably a little bit of all of the above. But I think they believe in themselves now. I think that is a big difference that I noticed in this team. I talked to guys about it after the Bengals win, which was uncharacteristic, the way the offense went out and drug the defense to a victory. Won a shootout, won a game where they had to score points. And so I think you're seeing guys I've seen from the beginning, guys be more confident in the idea, in the scheme, right? Oh, this is how we're going to attack teams. That sounds like it's going to work, unlike what we did last year, right? But now I think you're seeing a different level where they've now seen themselves do it. They've now done it. And I think that's what gives this team the idea that it can be a Super Bowl contender. And, I'm not sure that I would put them in the category of one of the top contenders right now, but it's not crazy to think about either. And I think if you're on the team, like, it's one thing to say you believe it, but it's another thing to have that belief. And I do think they have that belief. I think they believe they can win the Super Bowl. And I don't think they did in years past. So, I mean, it's the same leaders. It's the same, mostly the same. I mean, it's a lot of the same guys. They didn't have a ton of turnover. I love the additions that they've made from like a locker room standpoint. Guys like Deshaun Elliott, guys like Dante Jackson, Van Jefferson have been outstanding. The rookies, especially Zach Frazier and Mason McCormick, are just so mature. They're asked to do a lot, and they're able to. So, I mean, but I think the personality of the Pittsburgh Steelers, at least in the time I've been covering it, has always been pretty much the same. Pretty good, but I just think there's a deeper belief that they are capable of doing the things that they're working every day to accomplish. And I think that goes a long way. Good question. Thanks for asking. You have another one. You can find us on Twitter, _PGH for me, Zachary Smith PGH for Smitty. Or you can leave a comment here on the YouTube platform, and we'll get it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, enjoy.